Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Technik. Today we're going to be having a look at how to remove the leather gaiter from around the gear stick on the manual A4, S4 and RS4 B6 and B7 models. So that's this leather gaiter here. So let's take a look. So the first thing you need to do to get this gaiter removed is you must first remove the gear stick surround, which might be carbon fibre or brushed steel or maybe a wood effect or something of that nature, and disconnect the gaiter from that surround. I've actually already filmed a video for how to remove the gear stick surround, so if you're not 100% sure how to do that, if you look below this video on YouTube in the more information section, you'll find a link on how to remove the gear stick surround section if you're unsure. So take a quick look at that, get that removed to get to this stage, and then we'll focus on getting this removed now. Okay, so to get this removed, let's take a look at what's holding it on. So if we turn it inside out, like so, now what you'll see is we have a black plastic kind of circular section here, and then below that we have a metal clamp, and then sticking out of the metal clamp is the bottom part of the plastic section. It's all kind of one, and these there's four, I think, of these little tabs. And basically this clip, which some people call an O-ring, other people call it an ear clip, that basically clamps these little compression fixings and closes the gap and keeps it nice and tight. Now one thing to note is these can be quite tricky to get off. I'll show you the best way of getting them off using basic tools. So we'll do that now. But when you come to replace this, it's very tempting to just replace it with like a standard Jubilee clip or something like that you might have lying around in the garage. That's not a very good idea, because the Jubilee clips tend to be a lot thicker than this, and so you can't actually get them into this gap, and so the Jubilee clip will end up coming down to about this level down here, and you'll find that it won't quite tighten up properly like it should. And I've seen a couple of these before where you actually get a rattle at certain speeds coming from the gear stick, and it's often because somebody's replaced this with a Jubilee clip. So the Jubilee clip's not really up for it, so you should go onto eBay and try and find some proper clips. Like I said, these are called O-ring clips or single ear clips, and or one ear clips. Try and find the right size ones on eBay or somewhere like that, and try and replace it with the closest thing that you can. I mean, you can get very small Jubilee clips that are quite narrow that would fit in there, and that would be fine. But again, they are quite specialist, but you can get them from places like eBay. So just bear that in mind before you take it off, that you're going to want a decent clip that actually fits properly in this gap to put back to replace it. So bear that in mind, and we'll move on. Okay, so having a quick look at these clips. These are exactly the same sort of type of clip that they use on CV gaiters, CV boots, that type of thing, and lots of the pipes and things around the engine bay have all got this type. So very common on Audis and lots of other makes. And basically what we've got here is we've got the ear there. You can see we've got a couple of little holes, and on this final hole, that's the end of the band. Just at the end of my screwdriver, just then, that's where it ends. On the final hole here, you can see that you've there's like a little tab that comes up, and it's actually bent upwards and sits in that hole there. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. I'm going to show you a different couple of ways that you can attack this using fairly basic tools to get this off relatively easily. So let's have a look at them. Okay, method number one with the basic tools, use a very small flathead screwdriver, and on the little tab that's bent up, I'm just going to pop this gear stick over up. I'll probably get a slightly better view there. I'll hold it in place for me. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but to try and actually bend that down, you've got to be careful, especially doing it on something like this, because you don't want to break the plastic. So what you can do is you can try and bend it down, or if you've got a strike-through screwdriver, you put it at a slight angle and give that a pop in a downward direction. So if you can get this little tab here to bend downwards so that it's straight, then that whole thing will come off straight away. So that's the first way of doing it, and I'll show you the second now. Now another way of doing it, which is my preferred method if I get a little bit stuck, it depends where the clip is. This is kind of turned around quite badly to the rear. Thankfully I haven't got a heater panel in this car, so I can access this. So I'd probably use method number 1 if I had all the stuff in the car, but if this clip was around a little bit further, facing slightly sideways, and you can access it, if you can get to the end of the band, try and do this with one hand, it's not going to work too well, and what you want to try and do is just get your small head screwdriver just into the bottom corner, just where that metal band meets. It can be tricky. I'm just going to, sorry about that. Oh, almost had it then. You'll feel it start to kind of flex a little bit. Yeah, that's it. There it comes. Okay. Not the easiest thing in the world, but you know, if you're using basic tools like a little flathead screwdriver, it shows it can be done. So just keep working that bottom corner, and then work it up, and you will eventually be able to pop this off. There he goes. Okay. So I'll have to move to a different position to kind of unwrap this so you can see it. But that is the clip popped off. So like I said, it's not the easiest thing, but be patient with it, even if it takes you 5 minutes. Just keep working at it, you will get it. Okay, so what we do is we just unwrap this like so. That's the clip there. You can see they're quite long. You have to kind of they almost wrap round twice, but that's the clip. So with the clip out of the way, as you can see here, you've got these little plastic tabs. This is what I was saying earlier, and that metal band is literally just crushing all of these tabs onto the actual shaft of the gear stick here. So with that removed, what you can do is just grab the whole thing. There's nothing holding it on now. Just grab the whole thing and pull it upward like so. The whole thing will come off. Okay, so here's a little close-up. So what that metal band does is it compresses all 4 of these together to make it super tight. And if you look down here towards the bottom of the shaft here, what we have here, you see this little grippy part, and the little part below it, that's where it actually grips on. So if you look inside the things here, can you see about 3 or 4 millimeters down, you've got like a little kind of a groove, a reverse groove, and those notches fit into this groove on here, and then where this kind of rough part is, that's where the band will actually grip above the groove. So that's what kind of keeps it on nice and sturdy. So that's it. So that is your gear Gaiter removed and ready to go.